Hi, Dub here, and today we're doing a quick sort of, not a review, but I just wanted to talk about this specific feature from this game, Black Myth Wukong. I've mentioned this before in some past art session videos of me sketching some of the characters in this game. But I think whenever you finish like a chapter of the game, you do get these sorts of like films. I saw one where it's more of a stop motion animation, but this one may be my favorite because it's obviously animated and you can really see the drawings here being well animated, and I don't really understand the story, but it's one of those things where you want to know more. And
to drink from the river of childbearing, to bear that boy in my womb. If not for that monkey, we could have lived our separate lives.
Like, it sounds so tragic, and the music too in the background is amazing.
None of this had happened. You're cute.
Right, even the character designs are amazing. They did take a lot of creative liberty when it comes to designing their characters. It's so like unique and wild.
If kinship means anything to you,
That's actually a woman, I think.
give me that relic.
But this is more of her form, her like real form. Who knows?
My king.
I don't even know if that's the same moment. I think he has two babes. This is apparently the this bull guy, this bull king, is a friend of this guy, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Like, it's a very complicated sort of relationship.
Your brother.
Because in the beginning, I saw them fight together.
I've given away your wife's fan today.
And yeah, anyway, it's just
Me too.
it's so cool because
Find a master.
it's one of the this kind of animation, or this kind of like you can see so much passion in the game, whether it be the actual gameplay, game design, but also ending the chapters with these sorts of like stories. It really shows you like they really dumped a lot of their passion. It feels more like a passion project than a game product, right? It feels less of a product and more of a passionate sort of project. And I think that's what makes this game so popular, outside of obviously Asia or China. But if you have good storytelling with it, even if I'm not someone I'm not familiar with the story at all. I mean, I've heard of it obviously, like, because it's not like a rare story. Like, the idea of the Monkey King has always been there, but I just never really dived into it. It was never really taught where I was. But with this kind of animation, with the kind of gameplay I've seen, especially with this, obviously, the storytelling, even though it doesn't make sense, it makes me want to learn more about the story of Sun Wukong. And it's just so tragic just looking at this thing. And the emotions really, I mean, look at the subtle like movements of the eyes. And even in the last part, let me just skip there.
Brother, take care of your wife and children. And remember, steer clear of my remains.
I mean, look at that. He looks so sad. It's a very sad moment. And him covering the Monkey King, kind of like, oh, that's so sweet to look at, right? Like, it's so, oh, it makes your heart sort of hurt, and not in a good way. So yeah, I do recommend you check out this game. Obviously, I don't have a PC. I've mentioned this. I don't have a PC. I don't have a PS5. But with this kind of passion, with this kind of, like, it makes me curious. It makes me want to play the game and actually buy eventually like a solid PC or even a PS5. You know, I know there's this whole argument between those who play in PC and those who play with the PS5. Apparently, the PC is better for some reason, but I do get the takes of people who play with the PS5 because people just want to play the game. Like they don't want to have to set things up and everything. But yet the point is the fact that I even want to purchase a PS5 or get myself a proper PC. All because of the curiosity that's being made or encouraged by this game, and even within the game, the animations like this one. Like I think that this is what art is for, and because sometimes when you're, for example, for gameplay for games, it feels more sometimes like a product where it's all about the money, and a lot of the passion from the from this whole thing sort of just leaves. I mean, I'm not saying you can't make money. I mean, you have to make money, right? You have to make sales and everything. But I think so far, recently in the past few years, I think there's been a lot, way more of a lean when it comes to monetization. Because I've been like listening to like people who play games, and they're not really a fan of that constant monetization where everything has to be sort of a paid thing. It's a bit too much. Like they get that you have to make money, but it's like you're losing this sort of aspect right here where you get to experience something different, where you get to live or experience a world that's not reality. And like if this is the priority, like people will gladly pay, right? And I think this is why Black Myth Wukong has so many like sales. I mean, yeah, a huge chunk of it is in Asia and China, but it's also popular here everywhere else, basically. So this, by the way, is directed by Cheng Shi Huang, according to Anime News and Facts. I will link this specific post in the description below. So if you're interested, check this out. Check the game out if you have like obviously a gaming console or a nice PC. Chances are you've already heard of this game, so give it the chance, or just watch the animation if you're like me. I watch the animation, and even more so, I do watch the gameplay. So, because it's fun, even though I'm not personally playing it, I know it would probably feel more fun if I actually played it myself, but I don't have the resources for that. But just watching the gameplay, and obviously, again, given that we're artists here, watching the animation, the storytelling, it's just a nice story. It's a nice world that you'd want to be able to explore, and the drawings are great. I love the style of it. And for most of the short here, or this short film, it's mainly warms, like reds, right? This one has a bit of green, but it's all under like a warm tone, right? Oh, look at that. The animation is great. I wish China did more. I mean, they have like a few studios, but it's not as like powerful or as widespread, I guess, as the one in Japan. But if they keep this up, I mean, look at that. This is one of my favorite scenes. This last part where he's trying to cover for Sun Wukong. I still don't understand the full relationship between these two guys, but I think they're kind of allies. They fought together, right?
Watch my back while I go slay our way to the court and seize that senile emperor. This one must be the chief of their troop. Brother, watch my back while I go play with him.
Right? Even the voice acting is insane. Now, I haven't heard of I'm sure obviously the Chinese dub is there, but obviously I can't understand Chinese, but the English dub is also nice. Like it really pulls you in, you know? So check it out. Try to watch this short film. I'm sure there's more. I think for each chapter they have like a sort of short film for each ending of the chapter. But so far, this one is my favorite because obviously the drawings are amazing. It's an animation, a 2D animation. I mean, the 3D animations are great too, very cinematic, but obviously I'm more of a 2D kind of guy. So check it out, and yeah, and remember that just yeah, I understand we have to make the Monet, and this is kind of the issue when you're doing art and combining that with finances. If you can separate both and that works for you, cool. But for someone who's trying to do a bit of both, even if it's like a hobby but you're trying to monetize or create some kind of passive income with that, with your like art skills, just be careful not to fall into the trap of thinking too much about money. Like, you want it to be a part of your project, sure, but I think if there was to be a hierarchy, you would want it to come second. You want it to be less, or a product second, and a passion first. So that's my takeaway from this
Forced me
film.
to drink from the river of childbearing, to bear that boy in my womb.
She's saying she was forced to drink from the river of childbearing to bear a boy. I'm not sure which boy she's referring to here. But see, it's that kind of question that makes me want to explore and like understand the world more. Because obviously, if you already know the story, like these things will kind of make sense to you way more, and you're going to have an even more, like more of an appreciation of the animation because you already have that background or the understanding of the story. But I think this guy has 2 chicks. I'm not even sure, and he has like a concubine. I don't even know. She's kind of hot though. And the chicks in this game are like freaking hot. I plan to do like a couple of studies on them or on those characters and those women, but not just the women obviously, but the cool characters or characters I find interesting from this game. I'll do those in the art session series. So if you want to see me kind of do some real-time sketching, check out the art session series. I so far, as of this recording, I have 2. I did a drawing or study of the boss baby, the first boss you see from the game, and the tiger boss. Some call him the Frosties kind of tiger, or the Kung Fu Panda tiger or jaguar, like on steroids, like Tai Ling. There's a film, Kung Fu Panda, and one of the enemies in the first movie is this. I think it's a tiger. It's kind of like a tiger, like a jaguar of sorts, and the way the aggression is sort of very similar to the tiger boss in this Black Myth Wukong game. So that's sort of and sometimes he's also referred to like the Frosty guy. I forgot the name of the Frosties because Frosties is like a cereal company. They make cereals, and the brand kind of mascot is a tiger. So it's funny seeing that kind of meme. But yeah, if you're really into if you're just into art in general, I do recommend just watching the animations or seeing the gameplay, because the world building in this IP or in this world, because even without the game there's already a world, right? But obviously seeing it in visual form, in a game form, and obviously in this animation form, it's just nice to see. So check it out, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.